Hey guys, how you doing? I hope everything is well. Everything is good with me. Y'all, it's early in the morning. I had to get up and talk about what the hell is going on. Now they're saying, right, in Guyana that the FBI wasn't invited. They didn't want, they didn't want the FBI to come over and investigate Andrea's murder, allegedly. So the FBI let them know, like, you don't tell us what to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not gonna tell us what to do. Like, who you think you is? But we're coming anyway, and we're gonna investigate because this is worldwide. So you're not gonna. The president and them, excuse me. It's early in the morning, y'all. Y'all got me tight. I was like, what? So Guyana feeling like, y'all come when we invite you. The FBI don't give a damn about none of that, okay? The FBI is in every country. Know that, okay? So they said, we're coming, okay? And we're going to find out what's going on in this hotel. So now, check this out, y'all. Check this out. Because you know what I was saying the other day? Excuse me, y'all. It's early in the morning. Y'all, guess, what I was saying the other day, it's my child. You understand? If that was my child, you, president or whoever the hell else is trying to run my life, that's my child I birthed. And if they wanted to, get up some money, you know what I'm saying, and have their daughter transport, to United States or whatever country they wanted to go to have an independent autopsy for their daughter, that's on them. You know what I'm saying? Like, who the hell is you to tell me what you're not going to do for my child when I know that y'all ain't did shit for my child when this shit happened? Okay? They keep talking about the PPP. This is bad, okay? So it's something that they're hiding. You understand what I'm saying? It is something that they're hiding. And let me tell you right now, gloves is coming off. Like, for real. Gloves is coming off because they have an independent investigator to come over and find out what's going on. And guess what? If they find out other things that happened in that hotel, let me tell you, people going to jail, like, for real. People is gonna go to jail. Now, they're saying that the father and people shouldn't have never jumped in the water to retrieve Andrea out of the water. First of all, there was police there. Okay? Remember all the police was there to make sure none of them come back into the pool area. Remember, y'all? They was the ones there. They was the ones that was keeping the family out from trying to find their daughter inside. So when Andrea abracadabra appeared in the water, the police was right there. The police was right there. Remember, they was stopping. Remember, they was protesting outside. The mom and them was all outside. They wasn't inside because they wouldn't let them go inside. They had the police. Remember, the police was trying to get the mother and father to go home and get some sleep. And they was like, no, I'm not sleepy. Okay, we're here. If I gotta stay up for 10 days, I will. And it can happen. Yes, trust me, believe that. When it comes to your child. Okay? So they was like, nah. So the police was there. So for them to blame, this is what they doing. They're blaming the victim. Then they got the nerve to blame the victim, the parent, the father, for jumping in the water and taking out his child. Okay. Y'all. Excuse me, y'all. Like I said, I just woke up. Now, he wouldn't have to jump in the water if the police would have did their damn job. You hear me? The police was still there. They were still there. So basically, the police should have been like, no. Nobody touched the body, okay? If they coming after the father like this here, the police should have did their job. It was like, no. Nobody, hey, this just happened. Nobody touched the body. Stay back like you had them. Remember when you stopped them from going inside? So that's supposed to have been a crime scene. You understand what I'm saying to you? That's supposed to have been a crime scene. This is crazy. You understand what I'm saying? This is just crazy. Because guess what? This was just all wrong. I'm not understanding what the hell happened here. Because like I said, you can keep the family out all this hours. Because remember, the father went back to see, to check the pool. They kept checking the pool because they was like, you know what? They just know that, my daughter was here. You understand? I don't know who that sneaky guy was in the corner. They saying that was the owner, allegedly, the owner's son. I got it on my other video, y'all. Yes, he was in the cut like this here. You couldn't really see him because it was dark as hell. But guess what? I saw those legs and I saw those shorts. I was like, And not even that, I hope they retrieve his phone. Get the son's phone. Get his phone and that red wearing on that was sitting at the bar. Get his phone too, okay? You can act like you can erase anything on your phone, but guess what? Do it, because they can easily get the records of what you was doing on your phone. And when you start taking pictures of kids in the pool, that is illegal. You're what? It ain't your kids. It ain't your kids. I could see if it was your kids and you like, oh, splashy splash, have some fun. No, it wasn't your kids, my ninja. No, it wasn't your kids. So why are you taking pictures of people's kids in the damn pool? Okay? So that's what I'm saying. When they do come over there, they confiscating all their phones. I'm telling you right now. Anybody that's involved with that hotel, they're taking their phones. And I want to hear people saying, oh, I don't have the phone anymore. The phone broke. I don't know the password and all this other extra stuff that they're going to be saying. Okay? But they're not going for that. They're not going for that. Because, see, the president of Guyanese, that president, I don't understand why he acted so upset. He's like, won't y'all just, forget this. She gone. You understand? Like, he's so disrespectful, he's not even showing no type of empathy for the family. You feel me? Like, he just like, listen, man, like, it's over with, and we ain't doing all this extra stuff. But my thing is this here. I don't know how it work over there, but if, God forbid, my son did pass away, ain't nobody gonna tell me about my child, okay? First of all. Once that child is released to me, my son is released to me, you know what I'm saying? I can do anything I want to. So I don't understand how the president or the officials was telling the father that, no, we're not going to have this, we're not going to have that. But all he had to do was go to I don't know if he raised money or whatever like that there, and book his child up out of there. What are they doing? Stopping you from getting on the plane? That's just crazy, y'all. That is really just crazy. That is crazy. I don't know what's going on, but guess what? They're going to find out today. They're going to find out. Because, see, the president and all the elected people that work over there that's with that PPP thing, allegedly, they're going to find out. But they're blaming the family now. How you blame the victims? How do you blame? See, that's what makes it look so bad. When you start blaming the family and the victim, that is just really bad, because now they're saying that, oh, he shouldn't have never jumped in the water. The police was right there, bro. Like, the police was right there. The police was right there. You mean to tell me these police don't know what the rules are? They knew how to keep their behinds up out of there, but they don't know the rules, okay? Because the police was inside. Yes, they were. Remember, they were stopping them from coming back in there. So they didn't know. They had to be, listen, first of all, because I'm getting me tight right now. First of all, the police had to be the first one to see Andrea in that water. Because they was the ones that was in there, remember? So they had to be the first ones to see that little girl. So when somebody yelled out, oh my God, she's here, you know what I'm saying? No. Remember they was keeping them out? Remember, they was keeping them out. For what reason? I don't know. Because the little girl wasn't in the water yet. Little Miss Young wasn't in the water yet. So, soon as the little girl get in the water, somebody yelled, because we don't know who yelled first. It had to be the police. Or they tapped somebody and was like, and they the one that screamed. But it just doesn't make any sense. Instead of them coming for the police saying, why didn't you stop anybody from jumping in that water? You understand? Ask the police that was there, the ones that kept them out. Why don't you ask them, why didn't you stop them from jumping in that water? They cannot say, we could, they just did it. No. Because remember, you had them outside. You stopped them. You stopped them from coming back inside. You understand? That thing has a whole gate. It's a gate there. So basically, they could have just locked the gate like they supposed to have did. Once they seen the little Miss Young in the water, they could have locked the gate, even though people would have went crazy, and explain to the people, now this is a crime scene. You understand? We know people probably would have been going crazy, but that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. You understand? You understand what I'm saying? The police is at fault for this here. The police and the ones that had put her in there, allegedly, that put her in that water, okay? They are the ones that should be at fault, that is at fault. Ain't nothing to do with the father, the mother, the grandma. Then they got the nerve. Grandma wasn't watching them. Yo, cut that bullshit out, okay? First of all, I took my kids swimming many a times, okay? Many a times. My sons and them was in the small water, and I was in the little bit bigger water, because I ain't a big swimmer. You understand what I'm saying? So I wasn't, I ain't a big swimmer, so I ain't going no deep water. But guess what? My kids was over there playing. I took my eye off my kids plenty of times. I took my eyes off my kids plenty of times. And my sons would be like, yo, Ma, I got pee. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, yo, boy's from right there, boy. Right? And he go pee-pee. Okay? He didn't come back out. But see, when you have the creep in the corner, when Creepo is in the corner, Creepo is in the corner that you can't really see him. Thank God, he has shorts on that you can see his little light legs. You know what I'm saying? He's in the corner. So he watching who goes into the bathroom. Okay? Which is behind should not even been there. I don't give a damn about you being no damn owner's freaking son. Okay? Because you kind of... anyway. But this just got me shocked here how they're trying to blame why would you let the father... Wait, no, they said why. They said the father shouldn't have never jumped in the water. So who should have stopped the father? Tell me who. Matter of fact, before the father jumped in the water, the girl jumped in the water. Okay? So, who allowed that? Who allowed that? The same police that stopped them from coming in? They're supposed to do their job. Because they could, once that happened, they could have locked the door, the gate, and called it a crime scene. You know what I'm saying? Act like real police and be like, oh, no. We're going to put up some tape, crime scene. So police didn't give a goddamn. You know why? They saw the body before the family in them. So they should have took control right then and there. Not wait for everybody to charge in to have to jump in the water. You feel what I'm saying to you? They should have took charge because they are the first ones that see the body. Okay? Because like I said, the family in them was outside. He wasn't letting them back in. Like they said, the father went there at 6 o'clock in the morning. 6 o'clock. He kept coming back because they was like, yo, this is just not right. And then they want to say, oh, they burnt up everything. No. Somebody burnt the room first, okay? Before the family even got there, the room was on fire. That was the evidence room where I believe they held the little girl. I'm going to be real with you. And like I told y'all in the other video, okay, that little Miss Young, if she do have water in her lungs, it's because she had just died not too long ago. You understand what I'm saying to you? She was still loose, y'all. She was still loose. It don't work that way. That happens when you first, like, God forbid. You ever see like shows where, somebody get, and they run over to the body, even if he is, pronounced deceased, you can still move, you crying and you got him in your arms and stuff like that there. The person is still moving. But give it a minute. After that, he gonna be stiff. You understand what I'm saying? And she wasn't. She was still loose. Her body was still doing this. It doesn't work that way, bro. Like, for real, I know this. Okay? But for them to blame the father and the grandmother is preposterous. They want to blame everybody except themselves. The police was there. The owner's son was there. Okay? Mr. So-called police with the pants wet up to the knees was there. Some guy with a red shirt would look like that was his ass at the bar. I'm gonna be real with you. That did look like his ass because he did have a red shirt on. He damn sure did. Wait a minute. That might have been his sneaky ass over there sitting at the bar. And he was watching the kids too. But let me just say this again. When they come, because they're coming. You're not going to be like, they're letting them know. You are in another country. You understand? But in every country out here, Guyanese have big communities. Like, for real. They have